You may believe some people are born under a bright sky, while others walk under a cloud that never leaves them. You may look at your life and quietly say, "Why does everything good happen to others, but not to me?" But what if luck was never outside you at all? There was once a simple teaching given through a small, ordinary act. A man once complained that his life was bitter, full of loss, delay, and disappointment. He said, "No matter what I touch, it turns heavy. No matter how hard I try, something blocks my way. I must be unlucky." Instead of answering with words, a wise teacher placed 2 containers on the table. One was filled with pure, clean water. The other was the same, but he added a spoon of salt. He stirred both. Then he asked the man to drink from the first container. The man drank and said, "It is fresh, light, and pleasant." Then he asked him to drink from the second. The man took 1 sip and immediately frowned. "It is bitter, unpleasant. I cannot drink this." The teacher smiled and said nothing at first. Then he walked with the man to a lake nearby. He took the same amount of salt and poured it into the wide water. After a while, he said, "Now drink from this." The man drank again. This time, he paused. "It tastes like normal water. I cannot even feel the salt." Then came the silent lesson. The salt was the same, but the space holding it was different. A small cup becomes overwhelmed by a small amount of bitterness, but a vast lake absorbs the same bitterness without changing its nature. So tell me, what are you right now? A small cup filled with complaints, fears, and narrow thinking, or a wide lake that can hold pain without becoming it? Many people believe they are unlucky because they measure life through a small container, one failure, one rejection, one delay, and in that small space, even a little salt feels like everything is ruined. But life does not change for those who curse the salt. Life changes for those who expand the water. When your mind becomes vast, setbacks stop defining you. Delays stop defeating you. Even losses begin to lose their sharpness, not because life becomes easier, but because you become larger than what you face. Luck is not something that visits you like a stranger. It is how much space you create inside yourself to hold reality without breaking under it. So the next time you say, "I am unlucky," ask yourself instead, "Am I a cup or a lake?" Because the truth is simple. The salt has always been the same. Luck is often a matter of mindset. What we call bad luck is often the way we perceive and react to life's challenges. Many people spend their lives believing that luck is something that happens to them. When good things occur, they say they are lucky. When difficulties appear, they blame bad luck. Yet this way of thinking places all power outside of themselves. A person who depends on luck becomes a passenger in life, always waiting for favorable circumstances before feeling hopeful, confident. But the truth is that 2 people can experience the same event and walk away with completely different results. One sees an obstacle and gives up, convinced that fate is against them. The other sees a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and continues moving forward. The difference is not luck, it is mindset. A positive and balanced mind allows a person to recognize opportunities that others overlook. It encourages patience during difficult times and gratitude during successful ones. When setbacks happen, a strong mindset asks, "What can I learn from this?" instead of, "Why does this always happen to me?" This simple shift changes how life is experienced. Challenges become teachers rather than enemies. Failures become stepping stones rather than final destinations. Over time, this way of thinking creates confidence, wisdom, and resilience. What many people call good luck is often the result of consistent actions, clear thinking, and a mind that refuses to be defeated by temporary difficulties. The way you think today shapes the life you experience tomorrow. The salt and water lesson: the same amount of salt makes a small cup bitter, but has little effect on a large lake. Problems feel bigger when our perspective is limited. There was a man who constantly complained that life was unfair. He believed that no matter how hard he worked, success always escaped him. One day, a wise teacher decided to show him a simple lesson. The teacher filled a small glass with water and added a spoonful of salt. After stirring it, he asked the man to take a drink. The man immediately spat it out and said the water was bitter and unpleasant. The teacher then took the same amount of salt and walked to a large lake. He poured the salt into the water and asked the man to drink again. This time, the water tasted fresh and clean. The man was confused because the amount of salt had not changed. The teacher explained that the salt represented life's difficulties, disappointments, and hardships. Every person encounters them. No one is completely free from pain, failure, or loss. The difference lies not in the amount of suffering, but in the size of the mind that contains it. When a person's perspective is small, even minor problems feel overwhelming. They become trapped by worry, anger, and frustration. But when a person develops patience, wisdom, and understanding, the same problems lose much of their power. The challenges remain, just as the salt remained, but they no longer dominate the entire experience of life. A larger perspective transforms bitterness into strength and understanding. Expand your inner capacity. A broader, calmer mind can handle difficulties without being overwhelmed by them. A person cannot always control what happens in life, but they can develop the ability to respond wisely to whatever comes their way. This inner strength does not appear overnight. It grows slowly through self-awareness, patience, and experience. Many people spend their energy trying to change every difficult situation around them, yet they overlook the importance of expanding their own understanding. When the mind is narrow, even a small inconvenience can create stress, anger, or fear. A single criticism may ruin an entire day. A minor setback may feel like a major defeat. However, as a person grows inwardly, these same situations lose their power to disturb them. Expanding your inner capacity means learning to see beyond the present moment. It means understanding that challenges are temporary and that every experience carries a lesson. A calm mind does not deny pain, but it refuses to be controlled by it. Instead of reacting immediately, it observes, reflects, and chooses a wiser response. This creates space between the problem and the reaction. In that space, wisdom can emerge. The more patience, compassion, and understanding you develop, the larger your inner world becomes. Difficulties that once seemed unbearable begin to feel manageable. Obstacles become opportunities for growth. By expanding your inner capacity, you become stronger than your circumstances, allowing peace and clarity to remain even when life becomes uncertain or challenging. Don't focus on the bitterness. Complaining about setbacks does not remove them. Growth comes from becoming stronger and wiser than the challenges you face. Many people become so focused on their problems that they give all their attention to what is wrong in their lives. They replay disappointments in their minds, complain about obstacles, and constantly wish circumstances were different. Yet, focusing on bitterness rarely removes it. In fact, the more attention given to a problem without taking constructive action, the larger and heavier it often feels. A person who spends every day thinking about what they lack